What's up, fam? I need to put on my uniform, get it going, get it popping, get it going, get it popping. How y'all doing? We are live up here on Spreaker. I need to go and put on my stuff so I go and get ready for Facebook. I already sent the message out, so I'm going to click it and get started. All right, y'all, what's going on? What's going on? All right. Daily toast to put on my daily uniform. Let me get my health drink together. I still ain't put my tea bags together, so I think I'm going to do that this morning. I need to put my tea bags together this morning. I was going to do it yesterday, but it was one of those days. It was just like a Kaumba. I was very lazy. I'm not mad. I just laid around and slept, and then I started reading a comic book. Believe it or not. Well, y'all, I'm quite sure y'all can believe that. I started reading a comic book, so I really didn't get into it. We're about to toast these ancestors up real quick. Make sure we got everything up the way we need it up. So for those that don't know, right now I am on a journey where I'm doing chloroxygen. We're going to use chloroxygen for a couple of days. Well, I'm going to use it for a while. But of course, the ambrosia is going to be the health drink of choice in the morning, right? So we got Facebook up. Good morning, brother Tyra. How's everything going? Right? Hope everything is good. Now, like I said, I hope that you added the ancestors to the list so that we could go on. I keep you in, go and pour those libations with you every morning. Somebody else is up. We letting everybody get up. I got one thing to get. So, I needed a spoon because right now, great Umoja to you, brother Gye-Nyame. So, I'm doing the bentonite clay as well as the chloroxygen. For those that want to know what the chloroxygen do, chloroxygen increase oxygenation. Increased oxygenation is the body's key to producing more energy. Chloroxygen, chlorophyll concentrate, satisfies your body hunger for oxygen in two ways. First, as red blood cells travel through your lungs, chloroxygen activates these cells and turns them into irresistible magnets for oxygen. Delivered to your tissues, this absorbent oxygen satisfies your hungry cells and your energy surges. Then chloroxygen builds better blood by providing your body with the building blocks necessary to produce and maintain healthy levels of red blood cells. Boost your energy levels naturally with chloroxygen. It energizes without sugar, caffeine, or other stimulants. So I'll let y'all know how that's going, right? Of course, once again, I'm going to say, once that ambrosia get done, that's going to be other parts of the day, right? But I'm also doing this bentonite clay. Bentonite. Let's read it. Bentonite for elementary detoxification. Works like a magnet to grab and bind unwanted substances by absorbent action. Great Plains bentonite for maximum activity. The total surface area to grab unwanted substances is in 1 tablespoon serving is over 8,100 square feet, more than the floor surface area of four average size 2,000 square foot homes. So actually this goes in and it absorbs, it attracts all of those toxins that's in the system. So we experiment with this. So we did the DE, and we'll get back on the DE once we do another fast or whatever. But this time we're working with the bentonite clay. So the process in which I'm going to do it is I'm going to start with the DE like we did. We did the DE for a little while. Then we'll go to the bentonite clay so that we can absorb any of that stuff that might be sitting around there. You know what I'm saying? Any heavy metals that might still be in my body. Any poisons from some of the abuses that I put my body through. You know what I'm saying? So like, like that Burger King fish sandwiches that I like. I don't even know if that's real fish, but hey, they say you got to shake it well. So I usually try to do this before I get on, but this morning we was running extremely late. So, like I said, I won't suggest anything for anybody until I try it first. Just like with the ambrosia or anything else, I don't unleash no new flavors on nobody unless I take them first. I didn't even unleash ambrosia until I was taking them. I was like, damn, this is good. Let's go and see if we get this 8,000 square feet of coverage. Let's let it grab all the stuff that it need to grab and pull it up out of me. I'll let y'all know how it works. I'll keep you in the loop. Alright, so we get our glass. First, family, I want to take the time and I want to welcome you to Gye-Nyame. My fault. Welcome to the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Thank you for being ready, Miss Anime. I greatly appreciate it. And of course, this is the Daily Toast. This is a Heart of a Simba production. Well, you know what? We strive to blow up your old paradigms. Grab your water, family. I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but take your breath and drink your water. Take your breath and drink your water. Take your breath and drink your water. Take your breath. Breathe, drink, breathe, drink. Breathe, drink, breathe, drink. Now lift your glass and drink your water. Now lift your glass and drink your water. Now lift your glass and drink your water. Now lift your glass. Lift, drink, lift, drink. Lift, drink, lift, drink. Water. Now move your body, drink some water. Water will go down. Now move your body, drink some water. Now move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, drink, drink. Move. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast our ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast our ancestors. Now raise your glass. How could you not? Drink, 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 live. Let's do it. Let's say live, toast, live, toast. Now lift your glass and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Live, move, breathe, toast. Mess that up totally, but hold on. You gotta breathe, live, move, toast. Take your breath and drink your water. Lift your glass and drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What's up, Brother Shaka? Welcome. All right, family. So we're gonna say we gotta sip this water, because now when you taking this bentonite clay, right? This bentonite clay. Now this type of stuff I will not be adding to ambrosia. This or the DE, or I don't even think this right here, the chloroxygen. I don't think I'll be adding that type of stuff to ambrosia. So this will be stuff I'll be taking on the side. But you know, I'm still looking for stuff, because we still got a lot of stuff that we gotta do. Your bass sounds like a pager going off on the dresser. That's probably true. Now let's see some of the things in the news. Let's see. All right. In the news, oh man, I gotta go and fix that. You know how spell check just be fucking your shit up? I could have swore I put more. I said I put more history. It got more history. What the fuck? Great Dismal Swamp was a place of agony and refuge for slaves seeking freedom. So there's an article on here from pilotonline.com about the Dismal Swamp and how it was, how we used it, and why it's called the Dismal Swamp, and the incredible lake in the middle of the Dismal Swamp that is hugely big but never gets deeper than 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? But all it talks a little bit about all of the problems with existing in the Dismal Swamp, and the stuff that we had to overcome for those that use the Dismal Swamp to hide. You know what I'm saying? So interesting. And then also I want to read this one. One chart that shows how much worse income inequality is in America. So now, when we could say overall that income inequality is bad in America, I want you to imagine how bad it is on our end. So if total income in America is totally messed up, right? Income inequality, you got the 1%, you got everybody else. I want you to imagine the difference with us, right? So whenever we looking at this stuff and we read, and they be like America in general. So if America got a code, you know what I'm saying, since a majority of our economics are dependent on others, if it's bad for the country, you just need to go on and understand that if they got a code, what we got, until we start learning how, or at least practice. We already know how. We got all the philosophies. We got all the people that know the information. We got everything we need, except for coming together and making shit happen. Spell check racist. It anticipates based on path. Oh, okay. Is that what? Oh, but I never used the word MORR. I don't understand. All right, the income share of the poorest half of America is declining while the richest have grabbed more. In Europe, is not happening. Light bulb tripping. Income inequality is a growing problem in the United States. The richest Americans have reaped a disproportionate amount of economic growth, while worker wages have failed to keep pace. Now understand, the middle class is what supports the whole piece. The middle class is like the middle part. If we was to have a balancing scale, and we was supposed to put it like this on the scale, right? The middle point of that is the middle class. And when the middle class go, the whole thing drops. You would never expect people to be this goddamn dumb. Rich people to be this goddamn greedy and this dumb. It is the middle class. It is those individuals that have been able to not just eke out a living, but to really pull out a good enough living that kept the poor off these motherfuckers' doorstep. It is the middle class that provides the security. It is the middle class that provides the education even for their children. It is the middle class that is the gateway that protects the wealth that they're keeping. It is the middle class that picks up their garbage. It is the middle class that police the poor neighborhoods to keep the children out of there, to keep the kids or keep the poor folks up out of there. I don't understand how stupid these rich people can be, but actually I do. You know why? Because the great pumpkin is on the loose. Shit. All right, but it's just like, I can see this. I can see the importance of having a middle class. I can see it. Right? And maybe it's because I'm on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Maybe from the top, it's just the view is just so marvelous. You just like, that shit ain't even necessary. Everybody living like this. Everybody living like me. Right? Come on now. So, and the 1.5 trillion Republican passed tax cuts from December stand to make the situation worse. So, I want y'all to get ready for it because the tax cuts haven't really hit yet. Now y'all start getting, some of us start getting a little extra money on those paychecks, right? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? That's called bait and switch. You know what I'm saying? I give you a little something right now. You know what I'm saying? You think you balling, right? But you don't know that the switch is about to come, right? One chart from the 2018 World Inequality Report highlights the unique nature of income inequality. Now, this is on the site. This is an article by Emily Stewart, and this is on Vox. So you'll see it on the Gye-Nyame Journey, not the site. You'll see it on our Facebook page. One chart from 2018 World Inequality Report highlights the unique nature of income inequality in the U.S. compared to other developed regions, namely Western Europe, and the contrast is stark. From 1980 to 2016, the poorest half of the U.S. population has seen its share of income steadily decline, and the top 1% has grabbed more. In Europe, the same trend can't be observed. It cannot be observed. In 1980, the top 1% share of income was about 10% in both Western Europe and the U.S. But since then, the two have severely diverged. In 2016, the top 1% in Western Europe had about 12% share of income, compared to 20% in the United States. And in the U.S., the bottom 50% income share fell from more than 20% in 1980 to 13% in 2016. So the 1% has more than the bottom half, which, once again, is throwing everything off balance. And remember, there has to be a balance. Everybody don't operate by myop, but just because you don't know she exists doesn't know that the laws have to apply. So these motherfuckers are stacking wealth and it's calcifying, which means it's frozen, which means it's being held, and this wealth is not circulating. And if it's not circulating, this is like in your body. If blood stops circulating, you know what start to happen to that part of the body where the blood is stuck, right? It start getting sick. They might have to even remove it, right? Because blood has to flow within the system. Water has to flow, or it becomes poisonous, right? Currency is currency, and resources are blood or the water within human interactions, which helps keep the whole system alive. And when you freeze it, you cause sickness. And the sickness moves throughout the whole body, right? And it's always going to attack the weakest parts first. Patar Ra says, every system has always had gatekeepers, black and white, right? And those gatekeepers, now, although we might not agree with those gatekeepers are important, right? Those gatekeepers, in most cases, are able to maintain. Let's just look at it. What they maintain. All right, they maintain the system at hand. So I'm like, so maybe this is a blessing for us. But I want people to recognize what's going on here. The economists behind the report, Facundo Alvarado, Lucas Chancel, Thomas Piketty, Emmanuel Soares, and Gabriel Zuckerman lay out the explanation of what's happening. Now, I'm gonna read this part and then we're done. But now I will also say, take some time, find Tone Talks, and read the report that he did with some other economists. He's not an economist, but he did it with other economists, where they talk about wealth in Black America. Right? I want y'all really got to check that out. Right? I mean, important document. All right, so here we go. The income inequality trajectory observed in the United States is largely due to the massive educational inequalities, combined with a tax system that grew less progressive despite a surge in top labor compensation since the 1980s and in top capital income in the 2000s. Continental Europe, meanwhile, saw lesser decline in its tax progressivity, while wage inequality was also moderated by educational and wage-setting policies that were relatively more favorable to low and middle income groups. In both regions, income inequality between men and women has declined, but remains particularly strong at the top of the distribution. So we'll stop right there. So we know it's messed up. All right. So now what we could do is we could drink our water. So let me find some water drinking music real quick. Let's see what we're going to do. I know what we're going to do. We're going to do the African Pledge. Shouts out to Miss Navita Nelson. How you doing this morning? Let me see if I could find the African Pledge. Where is it? What? What? Oh, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. All right, here you go. Let's do Malik. Let's do Brother Malik.
You got the six pack coming down the track like that. Check the mic. 1, 2. The 6-yard train comes through. Quicker than a Pentium data for the next millennium. Spirit informs, no conforms to the norms. Dropping bombs, I let it, said it, meant it. Here to represent it. Some live off the labels of the old school, mold you, and that's the trend. What I tend to see, the new jack ain't new. In fact, just bitten pieces of debris, recycling fragments of rubble from a somewhat familiar voice. And so many MC and so little choice. This won't make me popular. Dropping the lyrics that appeal and flock to you. Higher self, I'm just as accurate as Doppler. I'm rocking ya, spiritual sip and sopping my flyer dove, and it goes, hey y'all, hey.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey.
How said I go? Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey.
Dearly beloved, we were gathered here to bring up the rear piece to Bopa. We yell. We shed no more tears for fears when I'm chucking my spear. I'm that spook who sat by the door waiting for the big score while you're trying to get yours from the capitalist whore. And the red, white, and blue hawks and stacks and minis. She shimmy, you follow, you swallow, losers. Non-producers, consumers, consumed propaganda.
That was Hey Y'all by Brother Malik. It's still out there. Y'all get that. Y'all get that. I mean, Spirit, you know, Malik, that family, they be producing some quality shit. As a matter of fact, they have a restaurant over on Mount Vernon Avenue. Will it be so vegetarian? I mean, hey, they're kicking it. So now, as y'all see, you can't even see through this stuff, right? That's that chloroxygen. We're going to be toasting with that. So, you know, first call on the creator by whatever name you choose. Call that creator. We call that great power, that great force. We ask it to be present in the room, even though we know it's present in the room. But we become conscious of it so we can use the energy to our advantage. So we lift up the glass and we say, Ashe. Now we go to the stars of the show. Of course, you know, it's called the Daily Toast. And who we toasting daily? We toasting those upon who we stand directly upon, whose shoulders we stand directly upon. So we calling on our personal ancestors here in this moment. So what the list that y'all hear me reading is the list of our people. Those that we know, those that directly influenced us, those that directly took care of us, those who directly loved us, those that made sure that we was able to come into the world, and made sure in some cases and in most cases made sure that we was able to at least prosper, if not do well enough so that we could be where we are today. Looking at computers right now early in the morning, right, all over the city, we able to tune in. We got our own TV station, family. Can you imagine that? I mean, really think about that. You know what I'm saying? We got people in Cleveland, we got people in Chicago, we got people tuning in all over the country into our own little TV stations. It's incredible. Radio station, podcasts. I mean, we doing shit that used to cost millions and millions of dollars just to get on. They had to get sponsors to do it. We're able to do it. Our ancestors made sure and endured so that we will be able to do this. So we call on Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Tex, Santa Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William, Walter, Chris, Fanny, Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pittman, Nomo X, Pat Meyer, Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulley, the Luxter brother, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kell Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson. Hold on. George Gibson. I'm sorry, family. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rendelman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susan B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weatherby the Farmer, Agosa Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Douglas Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kenty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frank and Rustin Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Pena Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy. Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irving, Hiram Phillips, William Ford Jr., Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Henrietta Urban, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Babbott, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Baba Naeem, Tim Butler, Remy Lauren Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Bet Vaughn, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staton, Joe Jamel Alls, Miss Vanilla, Alice Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erleton Houston, Albert Moore, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Frances, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Vivian Stevenson, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Manny and Charlie Scott, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lester and Rachel Saunders, John Bowie, Alex Nixon, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Mahousie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Aunt Becker, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boyd Irby, Jim Gaucher, Georgia Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Edgar Armstrong, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Torre, Greg G2 Gibson, Emma McClendon, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Stacy Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Hazel Gatson, Jay Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Jennifer Sensenball, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pena Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Phyllis Lee, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry. We lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment.
Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
All right, family, we are in the present moment where all of our power lies, where all of the changes that we are going to make are going to happen. We got to get busy right now, in the now, right? Many of us is waiting. I don't know what we're waiting for because the now never leaves. We go to sleep. We think we're escaping the now. We wake up. We still sitting in the now. You can't escape it. All right, so today we're on unity. Umoja, which is unity, of course. The Maionic principle is truth. The color is violet. The Hermetic law is mentalism. Male energy is, the male name for the day is Kwojo. The female is Adjoa, right? In the emotional emancipation circles, African Center Culture, Virtue, and Value System, we are in Wolof today. The word of the day is Taranga, sense of hospitality, Akan ethics, truth, which match up with the Kemetic one, by the way. And today, in Yoruba, the word is Suru, and that's patience, all right? So, we lift up our glass and we toast this moment, launching our campaign of greatness. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move on to the future and we toast our children, our children's children, on to infinity. So we lift up our glass and we salute those young ones. We salute them before the ones that's too young right now to really understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we salute those yet to be born, right? Because we're going to handle our business so that they have space on this planet to live and to prosper. So we lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there we move to, of course, to all of our relations, and we say Ashe. Right here is where we lift up our glass for that selfish libation. What is it that you need in your life right now? We got the ancestors and the Creator sitting right here with us as we toast, because we called their names. They're waiting. What is it that you need in your life? We lift our glass, take that moment, we say Ashe. From there, I toast the most powerful being in the room. That's you. We lift up our glass, and we say Ashe. What more? Give me that. We say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Yeah. So let's go and sip it up. All right, family, I want you to have we wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. I want each and every last one of you to have a great day. Have the greatest day of your life. All right? So I'm going to go and drink this. Let's see how it is. We did it yesterday. See if we can do it today. Well, it's definitely not that ambrosia. All right, family. Now, when you're drinking this, if you decide to do this, don't let this get on your clothes. Shit stain like blood. All right. So I got a little bit left, but I'm out. Peace. Facebook. We are out. Now remember, there's only 4 things you need to do to stay healthy. I know what they are, right? If you don't know what they are, go and post up, and I'm going to tell you what it is. All right. This is Brother Tim. I am out. Peace out, family. All right, this is Brother Tim, and I'm out.